You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Now your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa.
Good morning, Corpus Christi. This is Dr. Natalie Chapa, and I'm here with Mike B. at Dream Street Studios.
Good morning, Dr. Natalie.
Good morning, Mike B. So we've got a repeat for the first time.
Flower Bluff in the house.
Always great to have Mr. Chris Steinbruck, Superintendent at Flower Bluff ISD. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. And then we have our very own Superintendent in Residence, Mr. Conrado Garcia, here from Del Mar College.
And good morning to you, Natalie.
Good morning. So a lot of you recognize that voice.
The old voice.
A lot of you recognize, wait a minute, I think I was in his principal's office at time.
I've got a story about a priest that you would love to hear, that he was in my office one time. So anyway.
Ooh, okay, we definitely want to hear that one for sure.
Yeah.
But it's so great to have you join us. And we're talking about so many great things. We've got such a collaboration between Del Mar College and Flower Bluff. So we did a podcast, a superintendent podcast with you. About a year ago, Mike?
More
Year and a
like
half?
two.
Has it
Closer
been?
to two, yeah.
Wow, so almost 2
flies.
years ago.
Yeah.
Time flies. And so you were saying when you got here, so much has happened in those 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what's been going on?
Well, we're getting out of design development. A lot of our new projects had a bond 2025.
It was an amazing
very
bond.
exciting for our community, and
How much was that bond?
it was
again?
$193.5 million.
And if I remember correctly, this was a bond. There had not been a bond passed in the school district in a long time. So it was coming. It was due.
Very significant bond program for the district. I think in 130 years of school, we've had 3. So it was time. It was time, and it was awesome to see our community rally together in support of investing in these fixed assets in our community that have served our students so well for so long.
Absolutely.
And,
Congratulations out there
absolutely.
to the community for that, because under Chris's leadership, this is significant for the school.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. You know, I have the privilege, Chris, to drive around a lot of school districts in our area. And I can tell who's on the move and who isn't, who is a mover and who's a shaker, who's a visionary leader and who's a strong leader. My friend, you're it. Your district is clearly on the move. And I'd like to simply say, give you another slogan you can use, that Flower Bluff ISD has momentum. And your future, your students are so privileged to be there with the growth, the support, your vision. And I'm kind of curious as to what drives you, Chris, to come up with that support for your community. And because it was mentioned just a minute ago, you know, passing $193 million bond in a district, and they hadn't done that a long time. And I can remember the days at Flower Bluff that they were so split on trying to pass a bond. How did you do all of that? You know, that tells me you're a very strong leader, but there's more to that.
Yeah, well, just been blessed to have an amazing team of people. I've told this story. My first convocation, we welcome back all of our teachers after summer break, and that's always a tough audience, you know, welcoming all your teachers back, and they're
It's so
excited,
hard
but
to
at the
come
same
back.
time, they were used to the summertime. But, you know, as the athletic director and head football coach for 10 years, and before that, just a teacher coach for 12, people around the state, as I'd visit and travel with our sports team, would always ask, like, man, Flower Bluff, what an amazing place. Like, what's the secret to Flower Bluff ISD? Because they're successful in everything across the board. And I struggled to put my finger on one thing. There were so many things. But after serving in the superintendent role for just a few months, and as I was out to get to every campus and get to meet everybody in every department, it became clear to me the secret to our success is our people. Mm-hmm. We have amazing people that have not made excuses about aging facilities and have just focused on delivering the best education they can, regardless of our circumstances. And so just me being able to tell the story of how blessed our community is to have the success that we've had for decades. The academic success of Flower Bluff has been around forever. We've had some amazing teachers. And for me, as a father of 4 kiddos that spent every day of their pre-K through 12th life at Flower Bluff, I'm just paying it forward. I'm doing what I need to do now that I've been chosen to be the superintendent to make sure that we're doing everything we can to provide the best education for our students and to provide the best environment for our teachers and et cetera. So it's been an amazing, approaching 3 years now, but I can't take any credit. It's the people and the work that they did to show the community that this was the time to make a big investment in our school district, and we are going to really see a huge benefit because of
You
that.
see it already. There's a trust, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah,
think that
I call
first
it
and foremost.
a bedrock of trust,
Mhm.
and a lot of it too is, my friend, you're a great leader, and what comes out to me is your compassion and your love of the district. Not any superintendent can say that, gosh, I've lived there for 22 years and my kids have gone through the schools and your wife has been very supportive as well. And it says a lot about you and your family, where your values are at. And it was very evident. I want to tell everybody out there, go to the website. You're going to be so impressed. It's like Chris is just right there in the website talking and sharing all the wonderful things that are going on at Flower Bluff, and I want to commend you for that.
Appreciate it.
I really do. There's one that I know that I can talk to you about dual enrollment all day long, but I remember when you and I visited and I said, hey, the what ifs. What if we can bring your kids over to Oso Creek? What do you think? You remember that conversation? And
Fast forward, it's
We
like,
made it
it's
happen.
happening.
yeah, you might as well put it on the table, right, Mike? I mean,
That's
why,
right.
why shy away
right.
from it? And unbeknownst to Dr. Escamilla, I was going to do that, but he was really happy to hear that you were coming. But and I have shared with you in the past that your kids, as they show up at Oso Creek, because that's where I'm housed, I see them in the mornings, and they're so mature, getting off the bus with all their backpacks. They're chit-chatting with each other. You have staff waiting for them as they unload the bus, and then they just quickly go to their classes like any other college kid. And so the experience for us has been wonderful. But we can't stop there.
So, Mr. Garcia, that is such a great program. I would love for you to explain a little bit so our audience out there knows what you're referring to.
Sure. So it's our health science program and our dual credit enrollment program with Del Mar. And
Okay.
in the past, we've had Del Mar instructors at our campus instructing the classes. And our students are earning certifications in phlebotomy, the CMA, PCT, and EKG. So real certifications that they can enter the workforce immediately out of high school with great paying jobs if they choose. So what Conrado is talking about is our vision of, hey, if we could get our students to campus to give them the taste of that college experience, to make them develop the confidence they need to know that they can continue their education at Del Mar, that's the success we're talking about. So we had over 70 students, Flower Bluff students, who were bused over to the Del Mar. So they're learning in those classrooms that are set
Wow.
up, somewhat like what the
State of the
workplace
art.
is going to be. Absolutely,
Yes, it's our brand new
nursing
campus,
classrooms.
just a
Yes.
few years old. And that is such a great example of collaboration in the community. Mike B and I always end up talking with people about that.
And we want to do that career.
Okay, so already we're going to be like
Paramedics.
paramedics, actors,
Architects.
architects.
All right.
Every time somebody
Absolutely.
comes on, we're like, we want to do that, except for one. There was one that we're like, we don't want to do
Oh,
that.
you're one of
Oh,
those.
right.
was that?
Environmental technology lab.
Oh, and when the sheriff was here.
Petrochemical.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
something in forensics, right? But this has really taken off for Del Mar as well, unbeknownst to you, Chris, and that is we use Flower Bluff a lot as our golden example with other districts, and so as a result, we'll have our first CCIC high school joining us. Veterans Memorial is going to set up a business academy at Oso Creek. We're working on a couple of others.
That's awesome.
That we'll announce at a later date, we hope. But it's because of Flower Bluff. How unbeknownst to you, how greatly you've impacted us, and you're sharing with us how what we've done for you. But it's a two-way partnership, isn't it? It
No,
works well.
absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit about our Shields program too, and how committed we are to serving all of our students. So the Shields program, our partnership with Del Mar, providing students with disabilities opportunities to learn independent living skills, workplace readiness, self-confidence. So the same program, but for students that have disabilities. So we want to be able to serve all of our students, and Del Mar's willingness to support us and partner with us in doing that. And then, like it's led to other things, like you're saying, Conrado, everybody's seeing like, wow, Flower Bluff's doing it, let's do it. But expanding now to our students being able to take college algebra at the Del Mar campus. And again, the opportunity to get on campus is just different. The kids get a taste of that college and get that confidence and still have the support from both their Del Mar counselors and their Flower Bluff ISD counselors.
So this is part of, Mr. Garcia, when you were describing an innovative leader, you mentioned the word, innovative, right? Innovation. And so to me, these are a couple of examples of us being good stewards, right? Of
Absolutely.
the community's tax dollars and innovating together. You've had a lot of other exciting projects that your students have been working on since we last talked.
Yeah, we built an airplane and we flew the airplane.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that was really amazing.
Yeah, and that has led to so many things. And Linda Medley deserves a ton of credit. She was the high school principal at the time, and I was the
Okay.
athletic director. And she said, "Hey, I want to go see this program. We're going to build an airplane at Flower Bluff." And I, kind of thought she was a little crazy, with our kids are going to build an airplane. But she went out and got the program started, and then not long after that, I became the interim superintendent. And then along the way, she became the deputy superintendent. And so we got to see that program complete the airplane. The partnership is so unique because to our knowledge, we're the only school district in the United States that has a partnership with an Army depot. And so at Corpus Christi Army Depot, as you know, they're the most skilled aviation professionals in the world.
Absolutely. Rod Benson and team out there.
Benson
Shout
and
out to
team,
Rod.
and Colonel Considine
Yes.
and Colonel Hogan before
Colonel
he
Hogan before,
retired
yes.
and went over to the Port of Corpus Christi with the tenacity of Mrs. Medley, got together and made this happen. And we have a ton of other mentors and volunteers that help our students. But that has led to our partnership with the Port of Corpus Christi. Kent Britton and his team came over and saw what our students are doing. And so we had a $100,000 grant from the port. We're starting our maritime program and working with them and Texas A&M Galveston to align similarly to what we've done with Del Mar. In our aviation program, we're excited about some things that are in the works with Del Mar to do more.
Yes.
I got the opportunity on behalf of the school district to advocate for Corpus Christi Army Depot in Washington, D.C. recently.
Awesome.
And got to spend some time at the Pentagon. The director of Army Community Partnerships invited me over to talk about this partnership we have with the depot. And out of his mouth, he said, "Chris, we've seen Del Mar's aviation program. We want to see Flower Bluff and Del Mar do more in aviation." So when I got back from D.C., we got the teams together, and
Awesome.
and we're very excited about being able to do more there. And it's amazing how you introduce a program, and then for students, these hands-on programs are so vital for all of our students. But for some that don't have the success or excitement just in a standard classroom where they're getting lectured to, if you put them in a classroom where they get to build something with their hands, it changes. It changes everything.
Yes.
You
Is that what we call, is it experiential learning? The hands-on, the tactile, the being able to see it, to feel it, and to actually
Yes.
create something
Also
from
known
it.
as cool stuff.
Also
Yes.
just
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool
Yes.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
This is where you want to be, to dream, to grow, to graduate and succeed. This is Oso Creek Campus at Del Mar College, home to core classes and signature programs with cutting-edge labs and state-of-the-art facilities. This is a place of innovation, transformation, and support. This is your time, your future. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where advising and registration are underway for fall 2026 classes. Earn a certificate, associate's degree, or bachelor's degree for your dream career. Visit delmar.edu/registration. This is Viking Radio.
For our listeners out there, again, we're with Chris Steinbruck with Flower Bluff Independent School District and Mr. Conrado Garcia with Del Mar College, talking about just the really great programs and innovative things that are happening at Flower Bluff ISD.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I'd like to showcase and a shout out to your ROTC program.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about another national group of kids getting and what they do in their program is just outright incredible. And I know you're very proud of
Oh,
them.
yes, absolutely. So we're the most decorated ROTC program in the country. And on the items that we spoke to our delegates about in DC, ROTC was one of them.
Okay.
Just an unbelievable program that teaches skills that you can't teach in any classroom. You know, the leadership and the teamwork and the perseverance that's developed through working together with their, fellow ROTC members. So our ROTC program has now won 27 state and 17 national championships. And we're the most decorated ROTC program in the country. We're held to such a high regard that the Department of Navy gives our Chief Warrant Officer 9 nominations to our service academies. And so our students are able to earn those nominations straight from our ROTC commander and be able to be eligible to enter any of our service academies. So
What does
awesome.
that do for your students there in Flower Bluff?
Well, there's such a rich tradition, and Commander Solis got the program started back in the 90s.
Okay.
And there's such a rich tradition of now we have, I guess it's a generational thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of our families in Flower Bluff know the rich tradition of our ROTC program. So you have kids and grandkids now that are in
is
the
so
program.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can't say enough about that. There's components to ROTC too that are very, very important. There's a cybersecurity component to it. So the NSA actually hosts these meets within the competitions of ROTC. So you have ROTCs from all over the state competing. And we've had students that have done so well in the cybersecurity portion of the competition that they have been offered and are currently working for the NSA. So
It's the National Security Agency.
Yes, sir, the National Security Agency. So
Amazing.
they host the cybersecurity competition, and then they're able to evaluate the talented students that we have that are competing. And so we had one student a few years ago that won the national championship and was offered a position with the National Security Agency. So as technology continues to evolve with AI and sometimes our kids are way more talented than us on the computer and
You got to
technology.
stay on the cutting edge, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's I wanted to bring that up because I know how important and how strong the program is and the recognition it brings. But more than that, what it does to develop leadership amongst your students. It's just a wow experience. You have a slogan that kind of fits in with this conversation pretty well, and that is, this is Flower Bluff ISD, strong in class, strong in pride. And I can hear your voice today about your pride of your students and of your district.
Yeah, you can hear
Absolutely.
it, right? Yeah, you can hear the passion.
Absolutely. We feel like, and we're not a destination district just by chance, but it's the extra effort that our teachers, our coaches, our sponsors, our directors invest in our students. And that's why almost 1,000 families choose to drive past their neighborhood school to get their kids to Flower Bluff.
And I think that that is why the collaboration works, because we see our faculty, and we hear them here on the radio show, and their passion comes through.
Yes, it does.
It does, and so I can see the great collaboration.
I think I've just have been so blessed. Roxanne and I, my wife and I, have been so blessed that, and we saw it. My first year at Flower Bluff was 2002, and our oldest daughter started kindergarten that year. And just to see our kids to get out of the car and run into the classroom, like run into the school. You know, my wife and I were high school sweethearts, but we don't remember being that excited about going to school growing up. So when you see as a parent that your kids love to go to school, you can't help but fall in love with that. And so being a teacher and educator and working with, and the unique thing about Flower Bluff is when you're dropped off in kindergarten, you're a Hornet. When you graduate, you go through the whole school system, and everything's on 142 acres campus. So you can walk to every single school. So we get a lot of faculty that they're teachers that want to come, because if your kid's in an award ceremony or some type of performance, we're such a good tight-knit family where principals say, hey, I'm going to get your class covered. You go watch your kiddo, go be a parent. So not having to drive all the way across town to get to a school, like we're all there together. It's such a special place that we've been blessed to be a part of the community. And now it's very important for me that I can do everything I can to continue what the people before us have set up for, as far as providing a great education for all of our kids in our community.
And you've talked about community, and certainly that's why he passed his bond with their support. But you have a strong foundation. I've been to your State of the District meets, and I tell you what, it's so impressive to see your foundation so engaged in your leadership and the direction that you're going with the district. That is second to none, and I wanted to congratulate you for that.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being there, by the way. Del Mar was, I was at the table with Mark and his wife and Conrado and the whole Del Mar team. So thank you guys for supporting that.
Well, we certainly want to continue the relationship and make it even stronger.
Absolutely.
All you've got to do is call.
What is next for Flower Bluff ISD? What's coming up?
Well, we're in the process of hiring an autonomous vehicles teacher, a drone teacher. And so autonomous systems are the future of aviation.
That is that's coming.
That's right. So
yeah.
We're in the process of doing that, but not just aerial vehicles, but also underwater drones. There's a tie in there with our maritime program in the Port of Corpus Christi. Our aviation program and the autonomous vehicles, autonomous systems program. So we're trying to listen to what our workforce partners need as far as skills. And we have a very limited amount of time with our students. So it's vital that we're working with Del Mar to just stay ahead of where we're going, where the workforce needs are, and make sure we're taking advantage of every moment with those kids to give them the real knowledge and skills that they need that are applicable, that are going to help them, right? So us and our relationship's vital that we stay ahead, because things are changing really, really fast.
Changing fast.
Our Career and Innovation Center is going to be a $50 million facility focusing on skilled trades. So this will be the first actual classrooms specific to skilled trades built in Flower Bluff since 1978. So that having spaces that are somewhat like what the workplace is going to look like is going to help our kids build more confidence, and we're going to have them better prepared when they enter our local workforce. And as you guys know, it's only going to strengthen the coastal bend. We have a better workforce. That's right. and helping our local economy, and everybody's going to benefit because of that.
Mm-hmm. And you're talking about the whole student earlier when you were talking about ROTC and the leadership opportunities that they have and that they learn. And that's what we hear out there, right? Our community members, our industry partners, I know you talk to them a lot. They want a student that just isn't just smart in the classroom, but that can apply right? The knowledge and can communicate.
They can problem solve.
Problem solving. That keeps coming up. Can they problem solve when they get here?
Yes, and also learn to work in a team. You'd be surprised. We take that for granted that they can. You got to put them in the right situations, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so you set these high bars and these high expectations. I'm sure when you go home at night, you sleep rather well. I hope.
I don't sleep very much.
But I was thinking about along what Natalie was talking about. Let's say it's 5 years from now, and you've already have all these other programs set up. 5 years from now, if we could jump to that space, what would it look like at Flower Bluff?
Continuing to deliver the best education for our students. I think things that I see, I want to continue to strengthen our workforce partnerships where we can create internships and practicums where our advanced level students can actually go do the work at the depot or at the port or at the airport. Because I think we have, as a community, have to continue to work together to deliver a better experience for our students. And I know our students they're capable of so much. We set the expectations high. So I think there's some opportunities to deliver an even better experience, and maybe in partnership with Del Mar and having leaders like Dr. Escamilla, us working together to figure out how we can continue to deliver a better experience for our students.
The reason I ask you, because 5 years from now is practically tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. And it happens so fast. And I used to have kids go out for internships and put teachers out on externships with our partners. Mm. And that creates even a better environment, because then when they're teaching in the classroom, I'm speaking about the externships now, they can relate to, let's say in this case, health science, for example. They can introduce the mathematics that's needed to work in a pharmacy or to be in a hospital setting or to be with a doctor, et cetera. And it's no different with all these other great partnerships that you have going. So I know that when we first started out, the externship, we put people out with stripes. And some of our staff would learn how to make tortillas for the first time in the Taco Laredo,
yeah, absolutely.
which is very popular. But then they could relate back to their students as to how that experience went. And so I think that the future is so bright at Flower Bluff ISD. Who wouldn't want to be there? I can't think of a soul. Everybody's knocking on your door. That's a good place to be at.
Well, the door's open. Come on over.
There you go. That's what I love to hear.
We're open for transfers. So,
well, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate, honored to be here. Always enjoy being able to come and talk about all the great things that we're doing together, and just so thankful for the partnership.
Same. And I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since the last time we spoke.
I can't either.
But wow, what amazing things happening at the school district.
Yes, ma'am.
On so many levels with Flower Bluff ISD. Again, thank you, Chris Steinbruck, for joining us. Mr. Garcia, as always, it's a pleasure to be in your presence.
It was my pleasure. And a shout out to your administrative assistant, Cesar Germain.
Yes.
She was one of my parents at Moody High School. Caesar's the best.
Yes, she
Shout
is.
out to Caesar.
Yes, she is.
This show is a production of Del Mar College. Follow us on Spotify at Viking Radio.